waited too long. I don't know what. She looked okay, but she waited too long to get married. I guess she did finally find someone, but that's the thing. These women figure, I'll wait a little longer. And then once they get to a certain point, they're too old. And then I left the church anyway, so it's probably a good thing that I didn't marry her, even if she was, probably a good thing she wasn't younger. Because we might have gotten married, and I didn't know I had ADHD. Probably would have drove her nuts. Then I left the church. I think it was my thing to break, in this lifetime, to break free of that shit. That takes a whole lifetime sometimes to do that. That's like freeing yourself from an addiction. To break free of religion, that kind of religion. I mean, there's some people that follow religion and it's not a problem. But for me, I was pretty deep into it. And it's, that's an addiction. And I know other people, I don't want to mention names, but I know other people that are involved in that. And that's just like being on drugs or alcohol. I don't feel like I was like using in that way, but it captures you. Snares you. You think that it's the truth. And it can screw your life up in the same way that alcohol can. Nobody's going to want to be around that shit. Someone that's always talking about religion. The only other people are going to be around like that is the people just like that are the same way. And so you end up happy, but you're only around a certain group of people, and they're all just as bad as you. And they're all pains in the asses. All of us were. Probably none of our relatives liked us. All we talked about was religion. Religion and anything related to the far right, like the conspiracy theories. And of course, Cryon already, I mean, he said stop that. You know, even though it's true, you can't keep talking about that. You're spinning your wheels. Looking back on that is like, oh my God, what a thing to be involved in. It's like being involved in the occult or something, like what we used to think of the occult. That's what we were in. And to get into the occult is nothing. There are people that can get into that too much too, though, that they get, that's all they think about. But religion is, they created a cult when they did that. They turned it into a cult. That's what maybe the elites, maybe that's what they wanted to do. Maybe it just evolved that way. And for some people, they just did the minimum thing, so it didn't have that effect on them. They do their Sunday thing, and that's all they do. And then out the door, Trent talks about them too. That you're playing, what do you call it? Playing church, or you're supposed to be with God all the time, not just for an hour a week. And he even said that his quote-unquote partner was doing it, and he told him, now you're going to do it all the time. You're going to be with God. You're going to be with Spirit all the time. You don't check in and check out like you're on a job or something. Okay, I got to do my hour. Put my special clothes on for this hour. Pay attention during this hour. Do all the things. Sit, stand, kneel for this hour. Respond. And then get home, off goes the clothes, off goes God. You're done. You did your lauded, required religion or whatever, spirituality. And it says people do that with, not just with church, they do it with good things too. Oh, okay, I'm going to use it as a, almost like a crutch even. And then you're done with it. Out the door as soon as you're done. Yeah, that is, I mean, I've seen it pictured in movies, and the thing that comes to my mind is you got these Catholics, and I don't remember what movie this was in, and they go to church, and then later on that week they're going to have sex with their girlfriend. Well, they put a handkerchief or a doily over the statue of Our Lady. It's like, I don't want to see that. Like she's going to see it through that statue. It's that you could see the statue. You don't want to be reminded that you're breaking the commandments. And it's like in the West, especially in church, like culture or whatever, it's like the culture, the day-to-day living in the church are completely divorced from each other. Like when you go out and have fun, the last thing you want to see is a statue of Jesus or Mary or a crucifix or anything religion at all. You want to be as far away from that because you're having a good time, and that kind of a little bit goes against the idea of religion. And you're not going to want to go to a dance and have like a crucifix in the middle of the dance floor or something like that, or a statue. But in India, they do. They don't have a crucifix, but they have Radha and Krishna, and it's like, it's beautiful, and it's like, yeah, this is great, beautiful. We have God with us. We have an image, a beautiful image of God, and it's like they look at religion totally differently than how we do. And I hope it stays that way. I hope they don't get into the Western music. And their music is so, it goes with it seems almost like it's godly. And in some cases, it's actually bhajans, and it's like they're having fun, and they've got God with them. And for us, when we're having fun, we're listening to rock music, which is maybe not the best for you, and we're drinking, and we're like, it's like we don't want to even think about God when we're having fun. We're divorced from it. And of course, in a lot of the modern dances, it's sex. They're dressed immodestly and everything. And it's like they don't want to think about, they don't want to be reminded that they're kind of breaking some of the commandments or bending them. Whereas in India, the garbas and stuff, it's like they're dressed up beautifully, that it's modest. They might be a belly button here and there, but I mean, it's beautiful and it's cute. And it's like they bring the religion right in. It's like it's right there with you, and it's like you don't feel odd about it. It doesn't feel weird. It's natural, and you have the traditional food frequently, and it all fits together. Whereas our culture doesn't. It just doesn't go together. Our religion and our entertainment. You're either going to have one or the other, and you're not going to have both. Simply can't have both. If you're with your girlfriend, the last thing you want to have around is anything around your religion. But in India, hopefully they stay with the traditions. It's like that's the whole setting. It's all, you've got your girlfriend there, you've got people around you, you've got good music, you're having a good time, and you've got Krishna and